Thanks, Edwin, for your introduction. Good day, fellow panelists, and welcome to all participants. Most of you are, as I assume, familiar with the latest OCIMF MEG 4 recommendations. When ropes are fully tested in accordance with the Appendix B of the MEG 4, rope manufacturers can state their test results on their own factory test certificates. This makes this certificate an even more important document. But do we really understand the importance of this certificate? Do we know how to interpret the indicators and how it can benefit your operation? In this paper, I would like to take you along by peeling off our own factory test certificate as an example. Each rope of us will get an individual certificate. The front page will look like this. And the back of that same certificate looks like this. In this section there is the option to register examinations, inspections and repairs. This is good to keep track of the history of the ropes. Good to mention that together with each rope a hard copy certificate will be supplied. In addition to this, the original certificates are uploaded by us in a portal. Customers can get their own login, making it possible to get a 24/7 access to their own certificates. On the top of our certificate, the company and vessel name is listed, as well as other order information, making it possible to trace the order process. In this section, you can find a brief description of the product, the end connections, and the logo of the class society, confirming all the tests has been done properly. Also here, the reference to the underlying OCIMF MEG 4 certificates can be found. It's always good to verify the validity of the certificates and get the reconfirmation that testing has been done as per the Appendix B of OCIMF. We have them available upon request. In this section, the basic product information can be found, such as diameter, length, weight, etc. Good to realize that each of our ropes has an individual product identification code. This product identification code is printed on a tape, which is incorporated in the rope. That same product ID number is repeated on the soft eye protection material, and at last it is listed on the certificate. A three-way method to match and identify our ropes on your vessels and to trace back the full production process in case that is necessary. An important performance indicator is the TCLL value, which stands for 1000 cycle load level. In short, an indication about tension fatigue resistance. Ropes are in constant motion when in use. The higher the value, the more resistant against fatigue. A good tool for you to compare the quality of similar rope type you quoted for. In this section we list as well the elongation at break value of a used rope. Next to this, also the break load of the rope in the spliced and unspliced condition can be found. Especially the LDBF, and for mooring tails it's called TDBF, is an important value. This value needs to be in line with the ship design MBL to comply with the MEG 4 recommendations. The performance indicators are there to make it possible to compare how different rope types behave in similar test conditions. Dynamic stiffness is informing us of how much force is needed to create stretch. This test has a result of two accurate values, a so-called sheltered and exposed one. These numbers are very much appreciated by mooring engineers to make accurate calculations. This performance indicator is only used for mooring tails. Tension endurance, or CTF, are used providing information about the rope resistance against tension fatigue at two different load levels. The higher the numbers are, the less the rope suffers from tension fatigue. This results in a longer expected lifetime. Also, this performance indicator will only be used for mooring tails. The angled brake force test gives an indication about the rope strength loss when bended. This happens, for instance, when ropes are running over chocks, rollers and winches. The higher this percentage, the less bend efficiency loss the rope is showing. The maximum possible value to reach will be 200%. The angled endurance test gives an indication about the rope strength loss and long-term performance when bended. In this test, the rope sample is tested for 17,000 times between 20 and 100% of the LDBF value. The higher this percentage, the better the rope is resistant against this phenomenon. It is possible that the rating will reach values higher than 100%. This can be clarified by the use of yarns which are not heat set. We see in the market that this heat set trick is being used often to reach the absolute maximum strength in the rope. The result of that is that strength of the yarns will decrease right away when the rope is in use. Ropes made out of yarns which are not heat set will first become stronger before a strength reduction can be seen. Vessels are sailing worldwide, facing different climate temperatures. In this section it can be found what the impact of that is on the ropes. In addition to this, it's good to mention that tests and studies conclude that the yarns we are using in our Lenker Force Dyneema ropes are suitable to be used in Arctic conditions. In fact, at minus 60 degrees C, the yarns becomes even stronger. This is good to realize when you are involved in the new Northeast Passage or projects like Yamal or Novatec. Axial compression resistance. In this test, the fatigue is determined, and this test is done under working load levels. The higher the number, the better. Average immediate strain can be seen as how much does a rope stretches at specific load levels. The rope have been cycle loaded to embedded the yarns and strands first. After that, strain or stretch is measured under different percentages of the LBF value. It is an important performance indicator to make sure that the right rope is selected to cope with the mooring circumstances. At last, the certificate should be dated and signed by the manufacturer. So far from my side about giving you additional information of how to read our factory rope certificates. I can imagine that you would like to review this paper, which can be done on our website or even at our virtual booth. You may also feel free to contact me at any time in case additional questions need to be answered, and in here you can find our contact details. That's all from my side. Back to you, Edwin.